Hello, everyone. My name's Alex McHaddad, and I'm reporting for Right Now, Oregon from Lebanon. First story this last week, a lecture series in Jefferson is going to cover America's Christian Foundation. It will be every Sunday going over the next couple months. If you're interested in learning more about U.S. history, it's a great place to go. Next up, Speaker Kevin McCarthy and a bipartisan delegation of House members toured the Maui wildfire disaster zone, and he had some pictures posted from his tour. The Portland City Council had a meeting to consider criminalization of public drug use. The Oregon Legislative Staff Union reached a tentative agreement with the presiding officers for a new union contact. Full disclosure, I am a member of that union as a legislative staffer. We had our first guest piece from Uncommon Sense for 2020. They're a great little news operation video team out of Southern Oregon. You can read their first article here. Kevin McCarthy had an op-ed where he talked about the immigration issues that New York is facing and talking about what needs to be done at the congressional end to improve the border crisis. Linn County Commissioners had their meeting this week, and they had some members of the public come and talk about how they were very happy with the way that they have been handling a proposed solar power project at Muddy Creek. Mitch McConnell has been in the news as our Senate Majority Leader over facing some potential health issues, but he returned to the Senate floor this week. We have a couple of the floor speeches he gave up on our website for you to watch. The state of Oregon is going to be increasing healthcare costs. If you have a plan through the state health insurance marketplace, once again, those healthcare costs will be going up. Deschutes County announced a memorial golf tournament for the late Senator Jackie Winters. She is one of the only Black women to be a Republican caucus leader in the United States history, and they are going to be memorializing her with this great golf tournament coming up. Mitch McConnell had some remarks to say at the Senate this week. He believes that there is urgent work that needs to be done on government funding. Senate Republican leader Tim Knopf has announced his first challenger has announced he's going to run against him next year. This is Bend City Councilor, Democrat Anthony Broadman, will be running against him. He has to win the primary first to face Senator Knopf in the fall. Senator Lynn Finley and Representative Mark Owens are going to host a town hall in Baker City at the end of this month. Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell had some more remarks to say this week. He believes it's not the time to shirk from commitments to national defense. Governor Tina Kotek declared a drought emergency in Gilliam, Douglas, and Lincoln County. If you're in Pendleton for the roundup coming up, you can go to the annual Governor's Luncheon hosted by the Eastern Oregon Women's Coalition. There's some information about how to get tickets. Speaker Kevin McCarthy posted a list of 23 Republicans' commitments that the House Republicans have kept in 2023. So if you voted for them, you want to see what they've actually done, given the platform that they ran on, you can go to his site and you can see the list. Senator Dennis Linthicum had an article that he posted this week on his legislative listserv, where he talked about the battles that he faced during the legislative session this year, as well as the lawsuit that he has filed against the Secretary of State to allow him to run for re-election once again. A majority of the Baker City Council has resigned as of this past week. Now, two city councilors in Baker resigned last month, and then two of them resigned this week. Out of 7, that leaves only 3 members on the city council. Currently, they don't have a quorum, so they are unable to conduct city business. The NRCC posted an article about a corruption complaint that led to an FEC complaint targeting Congresswoman Val Hoyle of Eugene. A study from the University of Washington found trace amounts of fentanyl and meth permeating many TriMet vehicles. In one case, the study said all of their vehicles that they sampled had meth on their surfaces. So you can go and read the executive summary of that study on our website. You can also get a copy of the file from the full report on our website too for yourself to read. Republican National Committee released a statement on the August jobs report. Republican Senate leader Mitch McConnell took to the floor and he talked about a Democratic, what he called Democratic aim to create a liberal supermajority on the National Labor Relations Board. This is the federal body that regulates unions. Speaker Kevin McCarthy was in Tokyo this week for a leaders meeting of the G7. This was him meeting with all of his fellow presiding officers for the G7 members, including Japan, Canada, Britain, Germany, Italy, and France. House GOP Chair Elise Stefanik released a statement on the historic surge in illegal immigration across the northern border in her district. The NRCC published a follow-up article about Val Hoyle, Congresswoman out of Eugene, and the troubles she was facing regarding the last article, including the FEC complaint. Congresswoman Lori Chavez-DeRemer introduced a bipartisan bill with one of her colleagues to address the forestry labor shortage. Representative Jamie Kate, out here in Lebanon, posted an interim newsletter. Rep. Bad Deal had a very long Facebook post that we posted here this week about how he really wants to see the old Oregon that he grew up in come back. Clackamas County Commissioners approved short-term rental regulations. The NRCC posted an article about how Congresswoman Andrea Salinas, out of Lake Oswego, voted against legislation that would have helped reduce gas prices. The Oregon Republican Party released a statement about what they've been up to over the last few months. Speaker Kevin McCarthy posted some more photos from his trip to Hawaii with a bipartisan congressional delegation about all of the problems that he saw there and all of the devastation that he witnessed. The NRCC also posted an article about Congresswoman Val Hoyle out of Eugene about the legislation she voted against this year that would have helped decrease gas prices. Thank you for listening, everybody. Tune in every week to learn more about Oregon news.